Hello everyone and welcome to our video on Essential Excel Functions by Simplilearn. If you are new to Excel or looking to improve your skills, learning these functions can really help. Excel isn't just making spreadsheets, it's a powerful tool for analyzing data and managing projects. In this guide, we will cover some basic but important Excel functions like sum, average, if, count, and SumIf. You'll see how these functions do and learn and how to use them with practical examples. This knowledge will help you with daily tasks and make you more confident in using Excel.
Craving a career upgrade? Subscribe, like, and comment below. Dive into the link in the description to fast-track your ambitions. Whether you're making a switch or aiming higher, Simplilearn has your back.
If you're one of the aspiring data analysts looking for online training graduating from best universities or a professional who elicites to switch careers data analytics by learning from the experts, then try giving a shot to Simplilearn's Purdue postgraduate program in data analytics in collaboration with IBM. This link in the description box should navigate to the home page where you can find a complete overview of the program offered. So let's explore these functions together and see how they can make handling data easier and more efficient. Let's get going and make the most of your data with Excel. Why learn basic Excel functions and formulas? Functions and formulas are crucial for mastering Excel. By learning even a few essential ones, you can outpace many around you. They are fundamental for daily Excel tasks. To deepen your knowledge or explore advanced functions, consider exploring a comprehensive database of all existing Excel functions. Microsoft consistently updates Excel, introducing new functions like XLOOKUP in Microsoft 365, enhancing your data management capabilities. So now let's move on to the demo part. Okay, so first we will understand the sum function in Excel. As we know, the sum function in Excel is used to add up the numbers. It provides a quick way to calculate the total of several values, whether they are typed into a function directly included within a range of cells. So these are the cells. So you just have to type the numbers in this cell and give the function over here, and it will give you the desired result. Let's check how. So first we will understand the sum function. I'll just write it over here. So the first step is like open your Excel file in your computer and select any column or row. So like here I'm selecting the column. For instance, you might just put them in cells A1 till A5. So in the A1 part I've mentioned sum for your understanding. So we'll start with A2. We'll type all the values over here. So just type any values like I'm typing 40. Then we have 78, then 35, and then we have 67. From A2 till A5, we have typed the values. And using the formula in the formula bar, it will add all the numbers from cell A2 till A5, and it will display in this particular cell. So just select the cell where you want your answer to be shown and just insert the formula over here. The formula for sum function is equal to sum A1 till A5. So we just go back to this bar and just select this particular cell. And here in this bar, just type the formula A1 till A5. But then here we have A2. So we're just going to change it to A2 till A5. All right. And just press enter. So here you get the value 220. Which is the sum of all the values which we have mentioned over here. So it was pretty simple, right? Now let us understand the if function in Excel. Okay. So the if function in Excel is used to perform logical tests and return values based on the results of these tests. This function checks whether a condition is true or false and then returns one value for a true result and another for a false result. It is extremely useful for decision-making process within your dataset. Let us now understand what are the steps to use this if function. So just input your data and put any numeric values in the cells from B2 till B5, okay? So 56, 90, 36, 23, and here I want my result to be shown. So I'll just insert the formula here in the function bar. So, okay, just check out the formula for if function, which is equal to if a1 if greater than 800, above 300, 300 or below. So let's see how it works. We're just gonna enter the formula. Okay. So this will tell Excel to check if the value of B2 is greater than 300. If true, it will display above 300. And if false, it will display 300 or below. Let's check it out. Okay. So there's a mistake. I'm gonna paste the formula here again. So in place of A1, we will mention B2. We'll just type B2 over here. If greater than 300, above 300 or 300 below. Just press enter. So we'll just enter the formula over here, and in place of A1, we will provide B2, alright? So we just type here B2. That's it. And we just press enter. So you can see the result has come to 300 or below because the value is less than 300. And you can also drag and fill handle from B1 down to B5 and apply the same logic in other columns as well, and it will give you the same result. Let us now understand the next function, which is the average function in Excel. The average function. And okay, so what is this average function used for? Basically, the average function in Excel, it will calculate the mean or average of numbers provided to it. This function is particularly useful for quickly finding the central values in a set of data, which can be helpful in various statistical analysis. Let us now understand the steps to use the average function. So the first step is like you just click on the cell wherever you want your value to appear. All right, so just provide any values. Suppose let's provide some bigger values, like bigger numbers like 430. Here we type 278. Then we have 98. Then we have 79. And here I want my value to be shown. So I'll just insert the average formula, which is, let's check out the formula, which is equal to average. What is the column we have chosen? From C2. So we'll just type C2 over here till C2 till C5. C5. All right. And we will just press enter. So as you can see, the average function value is shown over here. So after pressing enter, the Excel will compute and display the average of all the cells in the selected cell. The next function is the minimum and maximum functions in Excel. It's very simple. Let's discuss what is the minimum and maximum function used for. The min and the max functions in Excel are used to find the minimum and maximum values within a given range of data. These functions are useful for quickly identifying the smallest and largest numbers in a data set, helping you to analyze different ranges efficiently. So let us now understand what are the steps to use this formula. It's very simple. Just type any values over here, 500. Next we have 389. Then we have 200, 190, 198. And here I want my value to be shown, the minimum value. So in the function bar, I'll just type the function, which is equal to min. And in the bracket, you just mention the column, which is starting from D2, right? So D2 till D5. So just type the formula over here And after pressing enter, you can see the minimum value shown over here is 198. And it's similar for the maximum function as well. So for the max, let's use some different values. And I want my function to be shown here. So same, you have to use the same formula. Just type in place of max, in place of minimum, we are using the max function. So just type max and then the column name, which is from, I think, no. Yeah, E. So just type, so in place of, we will just write E. Okay, sorry. We just type E2 till, I think it's still E5, right? E5. That's it. And just press enter. So you can see the maximum value shown over here. That is 800. So it's very simple. The Excel will display the largest and the minimum value using min and max functions. The next is to understand the trim function in Excel. Let us now understand the trim function in Excel. So basically, this trim function in Excel is used to remove all the extra spaces from text except for a single space between words. This function is specially used for cleaning up the data that comes from other sources of data that has been entered inconsistently. Let us now understand the steps to use this trim functions. It is same as we have seen for all these functions. The only difference is that this trim function will exclude the spaces. So assume your text data with some extra spaces in cells. Suppose over here I type any sentence, any text, okay, like hello, and then I provide some extra space, everyone. And suppose I want my value to be inserted over here to remove all the extra space, or if you want some bigger text, you can do that. But let us now check how the trim functions work for this text. Just click on the cell where you want your clean text to appear. That is F6. And using the function over here, just write equal to trim. And then in place of, you just have to mention over here, which is F2. Which is F2. Just press enter. Now you can see that I've provided some extra spaces over here, but here using the trim function, it will remove all the extra space and just make it in a clean manner. So you can also drag the fill handle from B1, like from this F2 down to G2 and all of that, and then you can use the trim function in other column as well to clean up the text. The second function is the concatenate function. So let's discuss the concatenate function over here. Okay. So this concatenate function in Excel is used to join two or more text strings into one string. It helps in combining data from different cells, which can be useful for creating full names from first and last names, combining addresses, or any situation where text needs to be merged. So let us now look the steps how to use this concatenate function. So just assume that you have written your name. Suppose I've written Andrew in this column H2, and here I have written Garfield. Now what if I want to combine Andrew Garfield together? So just by using this concatenate function, I can make it happen. All right, so if I want my result to be shown in this particular cell, I'll just click on this, and then in the function bar, I'll just enter the formula, which is equal to concatenate, and then I have to mention the cell name, which is H. This is H2, right? H2 till, and this one is I2. So I'll just mention the, yeah. And here after mentioning, okay, I have to provide some space over here. So I'll just put comma and then some space, then comma, and then here I'll just I2. Alright, and here I'll just press enter. So you can see in this particular row, Andrew Garfield, both name has been combined, concatenated together into a single name. So this is how we use the concatenate function. And the next function we have is the count function in Excel. Let us now understand how to use this count function. Okay, the count function in Excel is used to specifically count the number of cells that contain numbers in a range. It's a crucial function for quickly assessing the numbers density in a dataset, especially when dealing with mixed data types. We'll just assume that you have added transaction counts in column J, starting from column J2 till J5. So the transaction counts are as follows: 7, 89, 90, 100 till J5. And then click on the cell where you want your count to appear, say J6. And then you just go to the formula bar and just enter the formula over there, which is equal to count bracket. This should be J2 till J5. And just press enter. And you can see the Excel will display the number of cells that contain numbers in column J, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this was all for count, concatenate, trim, max, min, average, if, and sum functions. Next we have is the CountA function. Let us now understand what is this CountA function used for and how is it different from count function. So this CountA function in Excel counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. It is useful for determining the size of datasets that include various types of data, such as numbers, text, or even logical values. So it will just count the number of non-empty cells in a specific column. Just click on the cell where you want the count to appear. Okay, let me just tell you the difference between count and count function is that the count function generally used to count a range of cells containing numbers or dates, excluding blank. Whereas this CountA function will count everything, including numbers, dates, text, or a range containing a mixture of these items, but does not count blank cells. So suppose if I enter 56 and I leave it blank, and then I enter 98, and then again I leave it, okay, and then just enter 56, and I want my formula to be shown over here. So I'll just go in this formula bar and just enter equal to count A, and then from K column, this is K column, right? K2 till K5. Okay, and I just press enter. So as you can see, it's showing 3. 1, 2, 3. It will not count the extra space or the empty cell we have left behind. And also one more thing, that we can also type text over here. It's not necessary to type only the numbers. You can also type the text. For example, I type apple. Here I type banana. Okay. Here is the function. Just press enter, it will count 3, which is 1, 2, and 3. So this CountA function is used both for text as well as the dates as well as the numeric values, but the count function is only used for the numeric values and a date. It will not count the text over here. Now let us understand the CountIf function in Excel. We have now understood count and CountA function and what is the difference between both of these functions. We will now understand the CountIf function over here. So let's understand the CountIf function. Okay, so this CountIf function is used to count the number of cells in a range that meet a specified criteria. This function is valuable for filtering and analyzing data based on specific conditions. To count the number of transactions that exceeds a certain amount of value, a threshold value, for example 5. Just click on the cell and suppose you want your values to appear in column L2. So suppose I type here 89, 7, 3, and 5. And here I will enter the formula which is equal to CountIf, and then from L2 till L5. Okay, just close the bracket. And here you just also have to input the threshold value. Suppose I take the threshold value as let's say 3 or let's say 5. Okay, let's take it 5. So this is my threshold value greater than 5. So it will display only the numbers which are greater than 5. And I just press enter. So you can see it's showing 2, okay? Because 7 and 89 are the only two values which are greater than 5. So you can see that using any threshold function, even if I could have written over here, let's say 3, so it will show 3 because the numbers greater than 3 are 5, 7, and 89. So this is how CountIf function works. We will now understand the last function, which is the SumIf function in Excel. So what is the SumIf function used for? Basically, the SumIf function in Excel allows you to add up values in a range based on specified criteria. This function is extremely useful for performing conditional sums, where you can want to show the sum numbers that meet certain condition. So to calculate the sum of transactions where the number is greater than 5, click on the cell where you want your total number to appear. Let's say over here I select which is M6, and you just have to enter the formula. Before that, just write any number values like 7, 5, 3, and 10. And over here, just mention the formula which is equal to SumIf, and the column name is starting from M2 till M5. Value should be greater than 5, comma, this is M2, right? M2 till M5. That's it. And we'll just press enter. So it's showing 17. So based on this formula bar, the formula will check the values from M2 till M5, and if the number is greater than 5 and sum only those number. So as I've mentioned the value 5, so it will only calculate, it will only sum numbers which are greater than 5, which are 10 and 7, which is equal to 17. So this is how the SumIf function is used. We have come to the end of our video, and this was all for the top 10 most important basic Excel functions.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.